And we are joined by Syracuse's Buddy Boeheim. We'll open up the press conference for questions from the media. And if you please have a question, use the raise hand function at the bottom of your dashboard, and we'll go ahead and get started here. We'll start with Donna Ditota. Donna, please go ahead.
Yeah, hey, buddy. I wanted to ask you about your defense today and the way that you smothered the shooters on the outside, and tell me what the strategy was going into this game.
We were great on defense. The main key was to get out on Shackle. We knew he's a great shooter, and he got some early looks that we were kind of wide open, and we adjusted, and we did a really good job on him going forward. We knew Mitchell was their guy, and he's an inside guy, outside guy, and we did a really good job on him. Jesse was great walling him up, just playing straight up, and we did everything we needed to on the defensive end. I felt like we kept guys in front. We knew who the shooters were, and it was just a great 40 minutes of defense.
Thank you.
We'll go to Mike Waters next. Mike, please go ahead.
Buddy, can you describe that stretch there in the first half where you scored the 16 points in a row? Was there a shot that got you going? And just what did it feel like during that run of yours?
Honestly, in warm-ups, I felt great. I felt like I wasn't missing many shots, and I just felt loose, felt ready to go, and just wanted to go leave it all out there. And my teammates did a great job finding me. After the first shot, it was kind of contested, a deep one, and I was like, all right, let's keep this going. Got in the lane, made a tough layup, and my teammates did great. I mean, they were finding me, they were screening me, and it was just a lot of fun, and just wanted to score and help us win in any way possible.
We'll next go to Tom Merriam. Tom, go ahead.
Buddy, what was it like to have such a big game in the NCAA tournament playing for your dad?
It means everything to me. Just wearing this jersey, having the fans that we had, the best fans in the country, no doubt. It was amazing just having them there, and it's a lot of fun when you can win games, and especially in this tournament. And I don't even care how many points I score. I just want to win, and that's what we did tonight. We did great, and we want to keep going, keep building off this. We know that there's still a long road ahead of us, and we take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and we're going to build off this. So just a great feeling, and got a day tomorrow to get a practice in, and we're right back Sunday.
We'll go to James Suba. James, go ahead.
Yeah, but buddy, how do you describe your shooting down the stretch? I mean, obviously you've shot it really well since February. Did anything change? I mean, how do you describe just how well you shot the ball down the stretch?
Just my confidence has grown so much. Early in the year, having pauses and stuff definitely didn't help, but I watched the film and I felt like I was getting a lot of great looks. I just felt like I was missing them, and I knew eventually that things would change and I would start making shots, and just credit to my teammates. They're getting me open, getting me good shots, and they got me in a groove early, and it's a lot of fun when you can see shots go down. I think that's been the biggest difference in our team, is just making shots, making more shots, and I think we're dangerous when we can do that, and it's definitely something you want to build on and keep going forward.
We'll go to Anthony DeBundo. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, buddy, do you think that the San Diego State offense got a little spooked by the zone early on? How do you feel like they reacted, especially once they missed a bunch of open looks to start the game?
Yeah, definitely. They got some really good looks early, and we kind of just made adjustments. And when Kadori got in there, he made a lot of plays. He's just so lengthy, great instincts. He's everywhere. Jesse was great inside, and I think when they missed a couple, they were thinking about their shots. We did a really good job adjusting after the first 5 minutes again out on shooters, and they went through a stretch where it felt like they didn't score for about 5-6 minutes. So that was a key stretch, and our defense was great. We knew where to be. The scout was great. The coaches did a great job telling us where to be, what plays they ran, and we were really good. And it's not easy when you face this zone in particular for the first time.
We'll go to Dan Tortora next. Dan, go ahead.
Buddy, just what you can say about, at the beginning of the season, we were wondering what it was going to look like, what it was going to feel like. You guys had starts and stops. Bring me into that, to this moment, and getting to be on this court and then do what you did tonight?
I'm just so proud of these guys and these coaches. I mean, 3 or 4 times we felt like, man, we got killed at Pittsburgh, at Virginia, at Clemson. We just didn't look like a good team, and just the resilience of this team and these coaches for getting us back on track is unbelievable, especially during a time like this. And I'm just so proud to be on this team and wear this jersey. And it's been a lot of fun, but we want to keep going.
We'll go to Danny Emmerman next. Danny, please go ahead.
Yeah, buddy. I noticed after you checked out late in the game, you had a hug with Jerry McNamara. I think your 30 points tonight might be the most since he had 43 back in '04, or one of the most. Can you tell me what that moment was like and what your relationship is like with him?
It just means everything to me to have him as an assistant coach, someone I'm working with every day. My dad's the coach, but I got 3 big brothers that are assistant coaches, 3 uncles, whatever you want to call it, and that's family for me. And me and GMAC have worked 10,000 hours for the last 6-7 years every day. It's someone I looked up to, and we had a great week of working out with him. He's the best in the business. He pushes me to different levels, and it's so fun having him as a coach and someone that's always helping me out and being there for me. So I love those guys, and it was a great moment. He just told me he was proud of me, and I just told him I love him.
Go to Stephen Bailey next. Stephen, go ahead.
Hey, buddy. I wanted to ask you about a sequence late in the first half. You took that foul to stop the transition break, and your dad took you out. Any regret immediately there, a conversation with him? And then what did it mean to see the rest of the guys keep the pace up after you'd scored 16 straight?
I trust my teammates, and when I came out, I was like, we're going to be fine. They did a great job. I mean, I wasn't even in there when we broke the game away. I came out, maybe we were up 1, and next thing you know, we're up 9 with Joe hitting big shots, making plays, Kadari making plays, Rob hitting the big 3. So it just shows that it's not just me, it's everyone, and they all stepped up tonight. Everyone was great, and without them, we could have been still a tie game. So I knew that my teammates were going to step up for me, and that's exactly what they did.
Go to Kevin McCaskill next. Kevin, go ahead.
Hi, it's Kevin McCaskill Jr. from FB Sports. Does playing for your dad put more pressure on you to perform well?
I wouldn't say so anymore. I'd say so my freshman year. Definitely a little. You're thinking about it as a Hall of Fame coach. You're playing at one of the best programs in college basketball. So early on, it definitely got to me a little. You don't realize how big Syracuse is till you're playing and actually on the court. So, I mean, over time, I just I feel like I've proven myself at this point, and I just go out there and play and try to win. So, I mean, it's great having him, always there for me as a coach, and it's a lot of fun, something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Michael McAllister, please go ahead.
Buddy, earlier in the season, you guys had some defensive struggles at different points. What's been the biggest key the last handful of games? It seems like you guys have played much better on that end of the floor.
I'd say first off, keeping guys in front. In the guard position, I was struggling keeping guys in front, and I think that's a big thing of the zone. You can't let guys get in the middle and make plays, and that's exactly what teams are doing against us early on. That's the first thing. Second thing is rebounding. We've been great. Jesse's been great for us coming in, getting rebounds, being strong down there. And the emergence of Rob is also, he's going to be in the right spot in the forward position, and he's really reliable down there. And just knowing personnel, knowing who the shooters are, and sometimes we lost focus of the defensive end and the personnel. So I think that's just focus is the biggest thing, and then having more effort.
Time for one last one from Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
Buddy, usually when guys are playing in this tournament, women playing in the tournament, their parents are in the stands. Your father is right there with you every step of the way. Just bring me into that story, because so few people will be able to tell this story this way for you. And I know that you have more life ahead and you're fighting for more games, but just what it's like to go through this with your father.
It's everything to me. I mean, he believed in me before I believed in myself. 7th, 8th grade. I was never the best player, never the best athlete, but he was always there for me, telling me he believed in me, he thought I could be a good player one day, and that's all I needed to hear. And he's always been my biggest motivator, my biggest supporter, and this means everything to me. It's something we'll cherish forever. That's my best friend, and there's nothing like it. And through the ups and downs, I'm gonna appreciate every moment and never take it for granted. And just playing here at Syracuse means everything to me. The community, the people, there's nothing like it. There's no better place than Syracuse.
Okay, thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time. Congrats on the win, and see you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll be joined by Coach Boeheim here momentarily.
Who's on this? Mike's on. Everybody.
We are joined by Coach Boeheim. Before we get started with an opening statement, a reminder that if you do have questions, please raise your hand using the raise hand function at the bottom of your dashboard. When you're called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation. Coach will begin with a brief opening statement, then we'll go to questions.
You know, things went our way tonight. In the beginning, it didn't look like we could stop them. Our defense was struggling early on, and then and Buddy kept us in there. But then when he went out, when he got his second foul, Joe picked up, took over, had 10 points, and Robert hit a 3, and our defense got better. We almost shut them out the rest of the half, and our defense was the difference in the game. You know, I just thought, you know, Robert gave us so much off the bench, and Marek was good like he has been. Kadari was really good. Joe, you know, Buddy just had one of those games like he's been having lately where I never had one of those, so I don't know how it feels, but obviously it looks like the basket's wide, and you know, he made some great shots early when we really needed them. We struggled early. We could not crack their defense, and I think he had 16 of the first probably 19 points. I mean, it was a struggle for us, but once we got everybody going, then, you know, it was a really good game, a really good basketball game, as good as we have played. We've been better offensively lately, and this was a really good game against a team that's really good. You know, our defense was good, but then they missed some open shots, and you could see at the end they started to make shots. I think they made 6 out of the last 7, but you know, we did a good job. It was a real good defensive game for us, and Buddy just, you know, he was crazy. It was crazy today, and they really looked for him and got him the ball in the right situations, and he made some tough shots today too. Good win for us.
Thanks, Coach. A reminder to media, if you have a question, please raise your hand, and we'll get to as many as we can. We'll first go to Donna DeTota. Donna, your line is open. Go ahead.
Jim, why is that zone so difficult for teams in the NCAA tournament? Why can't teams figure out how to score against it?
Well, I mean, over the years, a lot of teams have figured out how to score. I mean, it's tonight it was better than it's been. You don't see a zone all year. It's a little bit more difficult to play against a zone when you don't see one all year. That's one thing that's probably helped us as we get into the tournaments the last few years. Most teams don't see a zone all year. The teams in our league are pretty, you know, they know what we do, and they're pretty good at attacking us. So it's not as effective against teams that know you. But again, teams don't see a lot of zone.
We'll next go to Mark Larson. Mark, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. When Buddy's going like that and there's a timeout, do you say anything to him, or you just try to leave him alone? Is there, you know, what do you say?
I never talked to Buddy, honestly. the whole game. I never really talked to him. He knows what he needs to do, and he's figured it out. He's figured out how to get in the lane and make that turnaround. That we never really even talked about that. He just figured that out. He studies the game. He's always studied the game. He understands the game, and his teammates really are looking for him and helping him. And when they come on him, he's getting the ball back to guys to get their shots up. So, but I don't talk to Buddy. He knows what he should do, where he should be. I've talked to him all his life. I don't need to talk to him anymore.
Mike Waters is next. Mike, your line is open.
Jim, in the first half, when Jesse Edwards came into the game, I think for like the next 9 minutes, San Diego State didn't score. What was he able to do for you guys in there defensively during that stretch?
Well, I thought everybody did a good job. I thought the defense, Robert was really good. Marek going to the bigger lineup there with Marek at forward, and I thought Kadari was really good. Joe, I thought our defense overall was really good. Jesse walled up a couple guys and made them take tough shots. It was the best he's been there defensively, and then he made a great block in the second half. I mean, he was really good, and his presence was felt, and that's important for us. He's been getting better. It's taken a while, but he's come a long way this year. Alan Griffin has really worked hard with him, and he's a much better player than he was in the middle of the year. And I think the same thing at our guard position. I've said all year long that we need all three guards to play well for us. And tonight's the first game, one of the few games really where all three guards, well, we've had a couple other ones, but all three guards were really good. And Kadari can make that jump shot if he gets time. He's perfectly capable to make that shot out there.
We'll go to Tom Merriam next, please. Tom, go ahead.
It's Tom Merriam with AP Radio. You've had other teams that have been seated low in the tournament have gone on big runs. Is there an extra spark when you are seated so low?
That doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't. When you get in the tournament, it doesn't matter what you think or what you want. It's how you play. San Diego State they came in here. They want to prove themselves that they're a really good team. And they had a lot of incentive to play well. But the only incentive is you want to play, you want to win. You want to get to the next game. And once the game starts, once that clock starts, it doesn't matter whether you want to do something or whether you have a chip on your shoulder. None of that matters. It's how you play. I watched a lot of games today, and some teams just really came out, really played good today, really played well. And those are the teams that win. The psychological thing, there's nothing whatsoever to that. You just have to go out and play well. And, that's what we did today. We just played really, really well on both ends of the court. They're one of the best defensive teams, I think, in the nation. I don't follow all that stuff, but I think defensively, efficiently, whatever, they're one of the better defensive teams in the country. And Buddy kept us in it. We were not scoring against them. Then we gradually started to get better ball movement. Joe got going. Robert hit a couple shots. Marek made a couple really good plays. And, the whole team, Kadari got in the lane. The whole team picked it up then. And, our offense was just really good against a very good defensive team.
We'll go to Anthony DeBundo next. Anthony, please go ahead.
Jim, how much West Virginia have you gotten to see this year, and what are your original impressions on them? They are up 10 in the second half.
I've seen them about 5 times at least this year, and they're really best West Virginia team I've seen. And I'm not just trying to say that because they have really, really good shooting. They always play good defense, but they've got multiple guys that can shoot the ball, which I haven't seen that much from them the last few years. You know, one of the best coaches in college basketball history, Coach Huggins, and they're a really good basketball team. I don't know who's going to win, but whoever wins is really good.
We'll go to Stephen Bailey next. Stephen, please go ahead.
Hey, Jim. Buddy said that you believed in him before he believed in himself when he was younger, 7th through 9th grade. What do you remember watching him then that kind of led you to believe in him?
Well, he was always a good shooter. That helps. I knew because of his mother that he'd be tall. If he was 6 foot, he'd still be a pretty good player, but it would probably be at Lemoyne or Ithaca or someplace. But, you know, he has the right mother. And once he got tall, and he always could shoot. And, you know, most kids, like I was a little like him, I was only 6'4", but I weighed 170 pounds because we didn't have weights. We didn't do the things back then. Buddy's been in the weight room since 8th grade. He's trained with Ryan since really 8th or 9th grade, and he's the hardest worker in the weight room, according to Ryan. And he's made himself into a physical, strong two-guard. And but he could always shoot. You know, shooters have a way of being able to play, and especially shooters with good size. But he's made himself into a player. It's very hard to be from Syracuse and grow into a really, really good Division I player. He's done it. Jimmy's done it. And I'm really proud of all the work that he's put in to this game. I mean, it shows that hard work pays off. If we have a game on Saturday afternoon, he'll shoot Saturday night in the gym. If we played 3 straight games, Monday, Thursday, Saturday or something, and we're off Sunday, he'll shoot. He'll lift with Ryan, and he will shoot. So, I mean, he's earned it. He's really worked to be in this position, and it's fun to coach him.
And we do have time for just one more. We'll have to take Mark Larson as our last question. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, back to Buddy.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win tonight, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for this post-game news conference. A transcript of Coach's interview will be provided by ASAP Sports and posted along with a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Again, that's ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you for joining us.